everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name is Acacia today. Happy Christmas! It is December 25th. It is Christmas. For those of you who are watching this and are not celebrating Christmas, happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day doing whatever it is that you do. I actually would like anyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, down in the comments, tell me what you do on a day like this where everything is closed and it's just a little ridiculous for somebody who doesn't celebrate Christmas. I would love to know what you guys are doing. Today is going to be my top 10 fiction books of the year. I have a giveaway at the end. I'm excited. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, wada! Okay. Number 10. This is Our Endless Numbered Days by Claire Fuller. Now, I really thought this was going to end up higher on my list, but it did not, weirdly enough. I love this. This is about a young girl named Peggy whose father believes that the world is coming to an end. He is a survivalist, and he takes her to a place called Beirut in the woods, and it is a story that flashes back and forth between her trauma and time in the woods with her father and the aftermath of her, and it's just a stunning story. The depiction of her and her unraveling and her change is phenomenal. Mental health, it has it. If you love books about mental health, that is fantastic. The next one is number 9, and that is Fat Man and the Little Boy. This is by Mike McGinnis. I plan to pick up anything Mike McGinnis comes out with in the future. This book was absolutely stunning. It was fantastic. It was beautifully written. It was exquisite. It was delicate, but it still captured the horror of what it was in a nutshell. So this is a story about the 2 bombs that we dropped in Japan during World War II, and it is a magical realism telling of those 2 stories. Now, the reason that it's magical realism is you are hearing the perspective of the bombs the whole way through. So the Fat Man and the Little Boy are each bombs that were dropped on the Japanese, unfortunately, during World War II, and then this is their story as if they were human, and then as the story continues, it starts to almost become normal that other bombs start to show up in society, and they also act as people. It's a just stunning book. I'll do a full in-depth review of it because it's so hard to explain in a small chunk of time, but absolutely phenomenal. Next is number 8, and this one is Our Hearts Will Burn Us Down by Anne Valenti. I fell in love with Anne Valenti's short story collection. As far as the writing went, it was definitely one of my top 5 of the year, but when I finally got her a novel, I fell in love with her 110 times more. As you can see, this is all marked up. It is marked up even more inside, which is terrible. I'm not usually one for marking up, but there were so many beautiful prose and stories and ideas in this. This is a story of a high school where there is a shooting. It takes perspective from several different students and what they are seeing and experiencing in the shooting, and then the aftermath of it in the community around the family of the shooter as well as the families of the survivors. Number 7 is by Susanna Barker. I went into this with very mixed expectations. I had heard really good things, but I hadn't really been warned about how much of this got graphic and gruesome. This goes through the history of China in all of its glory and all of its terribleness and all of its amazingness. It is stunning, wonderful, and the way it's executed is so different and so well done. It's amazing. I really loved it, but I also really loved its portrayal of mental health, of mental illness, and whether or not mental illness is almost magical or if it is a brain chemistry that can cause hallucinations. I really enjoyed this one. Number 6 is A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. I read this at the beginning of the year, and oh my goodness, I fell in love with this. This is the story of a young girl named Now, and she is writing in her diary, and a woman in Canada is reading her diary and experiencing the life that this little girl has put into paper and has sent across the ocean in a Hello Kitty lunchbox that the woman in Canada finds on the beach. It is sad and desperate and beautiful and heart-wrenching and stunning. It has a beautiful depiction of depression and suicidal ideations. Even though they're not beautiful things, they are well executed and honest without trying to glorify either. Number 5 is White Oleander, which I had read before. This is Jeanette Fitch. I did not remember how beautiful and wonderful this was, how exquisitely written it was, and how stunning it actually was. I read it when I was younger, and I read it because I thought it was cool. It was not just cool, it was epic. This book has changed the way that I feel about how literature should be written. The way that it is executed is actually almost close to perfection. I think that the writing style is to die for, and everything about this book makes me happy and scared and sad at the same time. This is the story of a young girl who has been taken away from her mother and put into foster care because her mother killed her boyfriend. How the Blessed Lived by Susanna M. Smith. This book, oh my goodness, if it says that Suzanne is trying to come out with a new book, and I haven't seen anything about it yet, and I want her to so badly. This book is phenomenal, fantastic, but anything I tell you about it might become a spoiler, so I'm just gonna tell you this. It is fabulous fiction at its best. Not fabulous, but it is fabulous. Fabulous fiction, which is almost magical realism, but not quite. It is really, really well done, and it has great nods to things like Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz, and other fairy tales. It has this really, really sad, melancholy feel to it, but it's such a small little book, and it packs a huge punch. Number 3 is The Secret History. This is by Donna Tartt. I have read this several times this year. I'm on another read actually now. The thing that I find so fascinating about this book, and if you would like me to dive deeper into this with a review, let me know in the comments below. This is a direct conversation about the Roman Empire, its fall, and the way that people were treated, and the way that women were treated in the Roman Empire and in ancient times, and how people interacted and showed each other kindness and evil, and what the consequences for difference of opinion was. It was fabulous, stunning, wonderful, excellent, one of the best books I've ever read, and on my favorites shelf. These last 2 are on my favorites shelves as well, and they will remain so, I am assuming, for the rest of my life. The first one, that is number 2. 2 and 1 were really hard to decide. This is The Lightkeepers by Abby G. Knight. Now, I thought and still think that this is one of the most sad, beautiful, well done, honest depictions of mental health after sexual assault I have ever seen. I think that this book is so incredible. I've done a full in-depth review. I will link it down below, but since then my thoughts have even grown larger, and I've fallen more in love with it, and I find it even more stunning and more well done. I cannot say enough good things about this. Abby G. Knight is an auto-buy for me from here on out. No questions asked. Always going to pick up her books. This is going to be my giveaway. If you guys don't know what my number 1 book is, I'll be surprised, but that's okay. So I have decided to do a giveaway of this book in a set of 4. There will be 4 books given away. This giveaway will be open internationally. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is tell me you are entering, like this video. Yes, I think that. I'll link all of the giveaway rules and regulations down in the description box below. When I announce this, I will post a video talking about only the giveaway. January, mid-January, I will do my announcement video talking about who won the boxes. So this is number 1, and it should come as no surprise. It is The Clay Girl. This is by Heather Tucker. She is incredible. Oh my gosh, and she's so sweet. I spoke to her recently. She is so sweet. She is so kind. There is a sequel coming out to this. Did not know that was happening. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so in love. This is This is a child's imagination written into a book of prose, of beauty, of exquisiteness, of darkness, of depth, and deception, and sadness, and melancholy. This is everything I love in a book with a beautiful cover, wrapped up in just amazingness and wonderfulness. I cannot begin to explain to you how much I love this. I've done a full in-depth review. I will link it down below in the description box, as well as any other reviews I have done on books that are here that I have mentioned. There will be a full in-depth review coming of Fat Man and Little Boy later on in the year. Probably the next month. I don't know. But I could not be happier with my #1 fictional book of the year. I will see you guys tomorrow, and happy Christmas. Bye.